Nah, just something to think about. But here was the difference I was talking about. Young Thug, Jam Master Jay. You can have two different outcomes when it comes to rap lyrics. Young Thug, they let the rap lyrics in.
Yeah.
Jam Master Jay, they didn't let them in.
What was he on trial for? I didn't even know.
So, well, no, it's just that it was his murder trial. So there were two people who were defendants, and they looked at those lyrics, and the judge said, you know what? This is artistic hyperbole, but people are out on these streets and they're trying to make money. They could be, they could love horseback riding in the beach, but they're out there rapping about drugs and things of that nature. So the judge said, listen, we've got artistic liberties that we want to give this person, so I'm not going to use this particular evidence against these defendants.
So what's the difference? Because I feel like back then it was actually way more of that type of music than it is now. It was more like a norm.
Well, you see, it depends upon what court, it depends upon what judge, it depends upon what state. All of that comes into play. But when it came to Young Thug, the judge said, we're going to let in certain lyrics that have to do with recruiting into a gang, or if it was very specific to the particular case. That's why the judge, with conditional kind of reasoning, said, we're going to let this in. But Jam Master Jay's murder trial, she said it was too generic. She said that there was artistic liberties that they have that we shouldn't penalize people for. And actually, New York is one of those states where they have legislation that's passed in order to protect rappers. It's been protected. It's been supported by Meek Mill and Jay-Z, and other states are also, looking in to see how we are using music in the court system. Because at the end of the day, that's not very fair. And not everybody is going through that. It's really the rappers that are on trial, if you look at it really.
That's true.
Yeah, so
that's true.
That's the main difference.
It's like an imbalance.
It is an imbalance
on the side of justice when it comes to rappers versus regular people.
Yeah,
because a regular person is not outside. Maybe they are outside telling everyone, but they're not documenting it, and it's not on the mass media or anything. So it's kind of, it's kind of unfair.
Yeah, no, it is. And you know what the difference is too? This is why people should vote too, not just for the president, but those prosecutors can make a decision whether or not they're going to use a RICO charge, which is what Fonnie Willis used in with Young Thug.
Yeah.
This criminal mastermind of an enterprise. She didn't have to use it, you know what I mean? She leaned that way, and that is how the case was made. But prosecutors have what they call discretion. So if you don't know who the prosecutor is or the DA is in your state, then you don't know how you're going to fare when your child ends up in court. Because if you have Josh and if you have James and they appear in front of this prosecutor, Josh and Jamal, go ahead. Josh might be going home on Monday.
Yeah.
But maybe not Jamal. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just never know how a prosecutor is going to move. And that's why it's also important. That's also why those particular cases came out very, very different. But I think like what you said, it's a bad precedent when you start using lyrics. And then what else are you going to use? My paintings?
Diaries?
Well, diaries are kind of different. Because diaries, if I said, well, yeah, I killed somebody and I killed Troy, well, then they got me.
Maybe, right? Because it could be an exercise.
I see what you're saying.
It doesn't
could be
have
like
to
an
necessarily
artistic
be true.
exercise.
Same thing.
That's true. I see what you mean, right? Or if I write a book about it, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and the reason I said that, I remember in high school.
What are you writing?
I remember in high school, the book Things Fall Apart?
Yeah. Chinua Achebe.
Yes. And it was a series of letters in the book. So my English teacher at the time was black. She was black. And she had us basically write a story, but through letters, right? And in mine, I wrote about the girl that I was involved with then, like her being forced to move to Jamaica because she was Jamaican.
I see.
And then we were writing letters, and I found out that she was pregnant, and it was all exaggerated.
Oh,
clearly.
I see.
But then my mom saw this book, and I mean, like my lessons or my work, my homework.
Oh, she saw the final product.
She did, and she thought that this was real. Like she was so upset. She was crying. She was asking like, "Why didn't you tell me?" Like she almost, I guess, thought it was a diary versus a school assignment. And then I had to explain it to her and bring her to school so that she could talk to the teacher.
Really?
And then
See,
she was
all
like,
that based upon your creativity. Yeah, and that's why, like he was saying, the precedent is
It's not a good one to start.
no. Nah, just something to think about.